everyone, and welcome to New Trials, the podcast. I'm Preya.
And I'm Melanie.
The New Trials of Captor Sakura, Syaoran, and Friends is a popular ongoing fanfic by Wishluv, and it's based off of Clown's card Captor Sakura. And in each episode, we'll do a deep dive of a chapter. Let's get into it. Melanie, have you ever organized a surprise party?
Short answer is no. Never, ever, ever. And I've never even have had a surprise party thrown for me either. I don't know. It just never really have come up. And I'm the type of person I can usually sniff out secrets and surprises pretty easily. And, you know, the fact I can predict things also doesn't really help. So I'm a really hard person to surprise. So, no, I have not. How about you?
So, I have a group of friends. I've known them since I was 13, 14. But it was when we were around 16 that 15, we got really close. And when my friend Miriam, her birthday was in May, when her birthday was coming up, we said, oh, let's throw her a surprise party. So we did. It was lots of fun. And Samantha's birthday was in August, and it's like, oh, let's throw her a surprise party. And for Samantha's party, I actually remembered it. So we all got to a restaurant before her, and we were going to surprise her by we're all there. So we're all at the restaurant at the table, and she sees us before we can surprise her.
Oh, no.
At first, she's like, oh, they went out without me?
Oh, no.
And then, but that only lasted 2 seconds, because she's like, wait a minute, that person's there, and that person's there, and they don't really know each other, huh? So by the time she got to the table, we're like, surprise!
Oh, I love that.
And then Mabel's birthday was in November, so we threw a surprise party for her. I do not have any memories. So that was the year of surprise parties. Now, when I turned 16, I was the first to turn 16, and I had my own party back in February, even before, the idea of surprise parties could happen. So February for my 17th birthday was coming up, and grad photos were the process of being taken. And my friend Mabel, she's like, oh, I can't make it on that day, can we switch? And I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. I think I had a Tuesday and she had a Friday. So we switched our days. I went through to my grad pictures, waited in line, and then next thing you know, something is plopped on my head. I turn around, all of my friends are like, surprise!
Aww.
Happy birthday! And at first I was confused. I'm like, it's not my birthday. But then I realized it was my surprise party.
Aww.
So they specifically picked the Friday, and then or maybe it was a Saturday, and then we went to the movies. We saw Walk to Remember. And we went back to Mabel's, and we sang karaoke, and we played games, and I got presents, and I was just so happy because I got my very own surprise party.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love it. Walk to remember, tears in your eyes.
That's a good soundtrack.
You're welcome, guys.
If anybody's not heard the Walk to Remember soundtrack, it's it's actually a really good soundtrack.
Oh, I still am obsessed with "And I lay my hands and pray."
Girl, I am not kidding. When Mandy Moore sang that song on cinema screen, I was so stunned that when she finished her performance, I started clapping in the movie theater.
Oh, it's so good. So damn good.
So today we'll be discussing Chapter 25, Parting Friends. This chapter was released on March 16th, 2001. So just a couple of weeks after the last two chapters. Aww. Those were the days, huh?
You remember, guys? Remember when it used to be every 2 weeks? Now it's every 2 years. Love you, wish you.
If we're lucky. We are bad together. We are naughty. I think we're currently watching Too Hot to Handle. I think they're having a bad influence on us. They're misbehaving, we're misbehaving. Miss Chan, we love you. Today we're talking about Chapter 25, Parting Friends. This chapter was released on March 16th, 2001. The word count is 8,028 words. Everyone is in the 9th grade. It's the month of May. Chapter 25, Parting Friends. Mei-lin decided to leave Japan because after being kidnapped by both Kaiju Magician and the Joker, she wanted to train harder back in Hong Kong. She also wanted to get away from Syaoran to deal with her feelings. Mei-lin coached Sakura to take over the role of Juliet. Sakura found a box of candy and dried peony in Meilin's room. Meilin told her that it was for her, Sakura, White Day present, until Syaoran saw her accept Aaron's gift. Sakura also found the truth about the newspaper pictures. She then kept the box. At school, the new task was to clean and repair the old theater that hadn't been used for 20 years, and Sakura learned that her mother was in the Phantom of the Opera on that stage. Sakura got the part of Juliet. In Syaoran's room, Sakura told him that she and Tomoyo were planning a surprise party for Meilin. She noticed her wolf embroidery. Meilin was touched with her party. At the airport, Sakura, Syaoran, Tomoyo, and Meilin run into Kaito, who was also leaving town for a while, by using Syaoran's passport that he stole. Before Meilin left, she told Sakura that she could never have Syaoran, but Sakura still had a chance. While Syaoran was out at a soccer game, Sakura went to look at the embroidery and found a familiar-looking dry rose with a green ribbon that she recognized as her own. Syaoran caught her, and she made an excuse that she was looking for a pencil. The next morning, Syaoran and Sakura were late for school and were punished by writing lines. After Sakura used the twin to get out of it, Erika came to share her lunch with Syaoran. Sakura stormed out to talk to Aki, to Syaoran's annoyance. She went back to her house in anger. At rehearsals, Syaoran was shocked to learn that he had to kiss Sakura. After Sakura and Aaron rehearsed their scene, he asked her to the movies. At the movie theater, both Tomoyo and Syaoran were following them. After the movie, Tomoyo teasing Syaoran, and he told her that they were just allies. Sakura overheard that part and was hurt. After Aaron walked Sakura home, Syaoran told Tomoyo he didn't care if Sakura liked Aaron. Tomoyo told him that Sakura wouldn't be happy until the one she loved returned her feelings. Okay, so I really love how Meilin grows in new trials. Here we have Meilin say she's too weak to do anything, and when she does come back as Syaoran's protector, that's a huge deal.
Yes, and she comes back as a total badass too.
Yes.
But yeah, I love that she recognizes at this point that she's kind of being an obstacle both to their relationship and just helping in general. And yeah, it just shows that she's growing up and I like that she just recognizes that, look, I can be better, but here is not the place to do it. Yes.
I have to remove myself from the situation. I have to really hone in on my training, and then I'll come back better than ever. Because she's not leaving with her tail between her legs like a sad puppy. It's no, she has a goal.
Yes.
And Wish-chan proves to us in the future that she does achieve it.
Yes.
And I'm glad that Meilin understands Syaoran's feelings for her, in terms of he could never fall in love with her. Mm-hmm. So it can never really evolve past being he's just protective of her but nothing more.
Yes.
And that's another sign of huge growth.
Yes. Yeah, because up to this point, I think she's been in denial a little bit. And I really feel in my opinion, that this was the official closing door on that.
Yes.
Which leads to her being open to Kai in the future.
Yes. No, this definitely had to happen if she was going to even entertain the thought of letting anybody in.
Yes.
So, I'm really glad that Sakura finally learned the truth about Syaoran's White Day present.
Yes, and oh my god, that scene is... Oh, wait, I guess we'll get there. Just kidding.
Yes, because now she's still in Meilin's room, and she's learning the truth from Meilin.
Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, and it's all this time, she's oh, I'm just a work associate. So seeing the present really speaks volumes.
Yes.
And now the thought really does count.
Yes, yes. And kind of what we talked about a couple episodes, the fact that it's a peony, too, I think kind of spoke volumes to her.
Mm-hmm. Now... As someone who went through home renovations, teenagers should not be anywhere near that grimy theater.
Yeah, you would think the school would hire contractors.
Exactly. It's a hazard zone. It's like only licensed for only professionals with hard hats and steel-toed boots. It can be allowed in the premises.
Well, and considering we learned later that a student literally died.
Oh boy.
You would think they would have just demolished that old theater. And like, anyway, but plot device, we're here for it.
Yeah. We get the reveal that Nadeshiko's class performed the Phantom of the Opera. And yeah, so that's Melanie's super excited because it's one of her faves.
Oh, it's my ultimate favorite.
And a few days later, Sakura earned the role of Juliet. Like, are you really surprised? But I really like how, like, Malin got it first, and Malin's like, I'm gonna coach you, and you're gonna be the best. And yeah, Erika was being, like, snobby. It's like, oh yeah, that's because nobody better is around, because everybody else has roles. But no, Sakura deserves it.
Well, and I think it's kind of, again, it shows growth on Malin's part, that she's mature enough to give up this role where literally Syaoran is her Romeo.
Yeah.
It's like what she's always has wanted. And so, yeah, I love it. Love it so much.
Let's take a moment to recognize that Sakura finally gets the acknowledgement that Syaoran liked her present enough to hang it over his bed.
Yay! And oh my god, that scene reminds me so much of the ski trip one, where he looks calm on the outside, but then on the inside he's freaking out. So I love that it's a callback to the original CCS of, like, he's just leaning in the door frame, all nonchalant, like, hey, what are you looking at? And then all of a sudden, but inside he's like, oh my god, what are you doing in here?
Oh man, that comes afterwards though. That's not even the
Dang
scene.
it! I keep jumping ahead.
That's
sorry.
okay. We totally know what you mean. Because first she sees it, and then she goes in a second time to get a closer look. And that's when he catches her.
Shoot, guys.
You were close.
I'm just excited
You're
to
excited.
talk about it.
You were really excited.
Dang it. This is why Preya has the notes, and I just sit here all cutely and butt in when I'm not supposed to.
I love your enthusiasm. But that just means for a good third of a year, Sakura had absolutely no thank you from him.
Oh my god, that is so true, Syaoran-kun.
And this is after she calls Syaoran's gift her most precious possession when Kaito tries to steal it.
Yes! Oh, this boy. She's a better person than me. I would tattletale to his mother, and I would have his mother on his case.
So we get a scene with the Dark Ones when they decide not to mess up Milan's surprise party because there's going to be more trouble coming. So it means a Phantom. Phantom's on. I think that's foreshadowing for the Phantom.
Yeah,
it's got to be it.
Yeah, I didn't think about that at the time, but you're 100% correct.
Yes, because the Phantom's a really big bad. It's like he makes his debut in Arc 2 and she doesn't capture him until Arc 3. So he's...
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
And with the crystal.
Yeah.
Because first he does like the police officer father.
Yeah.
Then he tries to go to Syaoran, but Syaoran's strong. Then he goes to Tomoyo. Yeah. And she puts up a fight. But then I feel like I'm spoiling the new Trials for Melanie, but that's okay.
No.
Then a crystal takes her heart.
Yeah.
So she has no defenses.
Yeah, I remember all that. Yeah.
So that's Arc 3.
No.
Yes.
Oh my god. I thought it was Arc 2 this whole time.
No, we're distracted by the best couple contest and all the summer
moly.
fun.
Holy
Things
moly.
get serious in Arc 3.
Oh my god, Arc 3.
Tomoyo versus Sakura, nobody would have seen this coming.
That's going to be a super difficult chapter to do on the audio. I always I always skip over that chapter because I was bullied really bad, and bullying really gives me anxiety, and so I usually always skip over that chapter. So that's going to be really hard for me. That's going to be a hard one for me to do on the audiobook.
Yeah, so Phantom is definitely one of our new Trials big bads.
Holy moly, that's crazy.
So, on a lighter note, we get the surprise party, which is really sweet. Syaoran's gift of the flower carving was amazing, and I'm glad that, Sakura, she painted it too, so it was like an SNS gift.
Oh, that's so cute.
At the airport, I'm really happy that Melin called Syaoran out, like, on saying that he didn't have any feelings for Sakura, because we need somebody to do that.
Yes, our girl speaking truth.
We get a Kaito appearance, and this one I actually forgot about. And the whole thing is like, yeah, I just stole a passport. Oh, you scumbag. Hey, yeah, Syaoran, I stole your passport. What?
And I was thinking, I'm pretty sure that when Melin comes back again, Kai is the one that like takes her bag and stuff and helps her come back in the airport, because then they do the best couple contest on the way back. So it's like he's leaving the airport with her now, and then he comes back with her when she comes back to Japan.
Yes. Because Messel, she has a really pretty fan art. She has like a fan art series of Kai and Melin, and one of the fan arts in that series is Melin jumping in Kai's arms. That second time.
Oh, so good.
Yes. So I know exactly what you mean. So, this is when Syaoran found Sakura's room. But, like, you thought about, like, OGCCS, and for me, it gave me Beauty and the Beast vibes when the Beast found Belle with the rose.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad he didn't blow up like the Beast. You're very right. He was like nonchalant about it. Even though on the inside it's like, oh my god. She's gonna know all my secrets. Oh my god. Why did I put it over my bed for? Why?
Well, that he has her ribbon laying out. He has the bear. Like, all his true feelings are just on display that he's just been so carefully hiding this whole time. And sweet little Sakura still just has no clue.
Oh, seriously. Like his room could literally be a Sakura shrine. And she would have no idea.
She'd be like, why do you have all these candles surrounding my picture?
I like the alarm clock effect in the audiobook when they like made the mad dash to school.
Thank you.
Too bad their efforts were futile and they were still punished. And it's like they couldn't even make a lunch. It's like these poor children.
So, okay, I don't know if you know, but do Japan schools not have like a cafeteria?
Honestly,
can anyone answer this for us?
You think they would? But maybe sometimes, like, they didn't bring cash for the day.
Oh.
Because it's like, yeah, it's okay if you don't bring a lunch, but, like, if you don't bring money, then you're in the same boat.
Yeah. Because, for instance, here in America, like, we have this thing where, like, we just put money on an account, and then you just, like, buy your school lunch every day from that account. And that's just how we do our lunches here. Which, in my opinion, school lunches should all be free for all kids, but hopefully my generation will change that, hopefully. But, yeah, what did your school do?
So, my high school, they just sold food for money. So, kids brought their own cash, and in the morning, they had, like, hash browns and breakfast foods, whatever, and lunchtime, it was whatever the meal of the day. Like, sometimes it was nuggets, so it's like, I barely remember. And then they had the regular, like, snacks. I love their chocolate pudding. It was, like, 50 cents, and I definitely really enjoyed the chocolate pudding. But, yeah, you just cash out of your pocket.
Huh. So, okay, so hold on, I'm not done with this topic yet. So, did most kids bring their lunch, then, for the most part?
It's a mix.
It was a mix?
Yeah, there's going to always be a lunch line.
Yeah.
And the lunch ladies are always going to be slinging food.
Yeah.
But there's going to be lots of people who bring their own lunch. And, like, in my case, like, I probably brought my lunch 4 days a week. And then once a week, my mom gave me lunch money. And I bought from the cafeteria.
Yeah, see, here, pretty much nobody brings their own lunch. Like, It's pretty much like everybody buys the school lunch or gets the school lunch. And, like, yeah, like, I only had one friend that he brought his lunch every single day without fail, and but he was the type that he had to eat the same thing, like, every single day. So, anyways, sorry, lunch tangent.
Well, you have a daughter in school, so, you're curious. Yes, so Erica comes and shares her lunch with Syaoran when we see her, and then we see her asking him to tutor him. And more of Sakura's jealousy comes into play at this point, and this is the straw that broke the camel's back. And it's like, I'm going to go back to my house. It's like, I'm going home. And so Syaoran's like, home's the other ways. Oh, my home. Yeah. But she quickly regresses, and she doesn't stay on top of everything, and she doesn't eat, and she goes back to her old ways.
Yes.
So, time for a star-crossed rehearsal scene where Romeo kisses Juliet.
Hands down, one of my favorite, funniest scenes in New Trials. Like, anytime I need a good laugh, if I'm having a bad day, I think of this scene because it makes me laugh so much.
Like, the scene, it's because basically, for those who don't remember, it's like Syaoran takes so long to kiss Sakura that there's so much dust around, and Sakura sneezes, and Syaoran kisses the floor. Like, somebody needs to make that into an omaki, please.
Oh my god.
That has to be a comic.
Oh, so dang funny. So I actually have kind of a funny story that sort of has to do with this. So when my school did that like country production of Romeo and Juliet I was talking about, so my character, I was dead supposedly and like laying on the bench and I was waiting for Romeo to kiss me, and what was supposed to happen in this country thing was like I really didn't want the guy to kiss me, so I was supposed to kind of like really dart my head around because I didn't want it, and I was supposed to kind of like spring up off the bench to kind of like get away from this person that was trying to kiss me. But at the time I was wearing this necklace that was a necklace that belonged to a guy I was dating at the time, and it was like really long, and I didn't realize I had kept it on for the production because I was like Sakura, I never took it off, it was precious to me. So anyways, it like fell in the back and it got stuck in between like the bench, and so when I tried to get up, I was literally
choking yourself,
stuck, and like and everyone in the audience thought it was just funny.
Aww.
And so but I was like literally stuck, and I was like trying to like signal to my Romeo. I was like, I'm stuck on my necklace, I don't know what to do, because we were supposed to go on and like do this other big scene, and so we had to do this like funny thing where he had to like help me up with the bench attached to me and get me off the side of the stage and take it off. But like the audience was none the wiser because again, this was like a country production of Romeo and Juliet. Like we had
anything goes. We
had things falling apart. It was part of the funny, but nobody knew that actually was like a legit like oopsie.
Whoops. Oh no, you must have been so horrified.
Oh my god, it was scary.
So Eren and Sakura go to the movies, and I think she's the only one who doesn't know it's a date.
Aw, for sure.
Yeah, so Maria, she also drew a fan art of Covert Syaoran, and let's see if I can pull that up for you. Yes.
So good. His little Nike cap, so
yeah,
cute.
Yeah.
So cute.
It's like, and of course the chapter ends with his rage getting the best of him, and he punches the wall.
Why you mad? Why you mad, Syaoran?
For the Dark Forces corner, the twin was used to do the punishment of writing lines. And you know what? Like, sure, Syaoran was like, oh, this is not really fair. But you know what? The girls got magic. Just use it. It's like, you guys were punishing enough.
Heck yeah, I agree.
For the fan art spotlight, Surprise Meilin is by Selenity.
Oh, that's so good. So pretty.
Yeah, she posted it back in 2005. And the description was older Meilin of CCS fame looking very surprised. Mostly an excuse to practice drawing anime hair. So while Selenity probably didn't intentionally draw this Meilin for this chapter, Parting Friends, like, you know what, maybe it was in her subconscious because she was definitely a reader back then, and then I'm like, I'm putting it in the fan project, the fan book, picture book. Yes. Yeah, so like I said, I don't know the context, but that's what I'd like to think it is. And I'm also gonna put the picture of when Syaoran punched the wall and he's going ouch. I'm gonna post that one too, and that's by Arasume, aka Maria, and 100% ripped from the scene, which I love about her art.
Yes. Yeah.
Time for the author's notes.
All right, so we have, Maylin's gone now. Poor Maylin-chan. I told you I had a soft spot for people who have to give up their love, and I warn you haven't seen the last of Kaito Magician. I had to divide this chapter up because it was too long. Oh yeah, some people questioned me about the spelling of Maylin's name. So for those of you that don't know, I'm going to break from the author's note for just a moment. So Wish-chan originally spelled Maylin as M-E-I-R-I-N. So that's what she's talking about here. Some people question me about the spelling of Maylin's name. Maylin. I think Maylin looks the best, but then I don't know. When I began the story, somehow Mayrin stuck. I guess it's because I saw it spelled that form first. Also, Syaoran has many versions, such as Syaolan, Syaolane, etc. Since I spelled Syaoran with an R, I thought of consistency and spelled Maylin with an R. So anyways, that's kind of what she's referring to there. And I think after this chapter, I think is when she officially kind of switches over to how she spells Maylin now. Yeah. Is kind of what she's referring to there.
Yes, I do remember that, because if anybody goes on Wish-chan's site, from prologue to chapter 4, Maylin gets the L treatment, but then it switches back to her original R. Mm-hmm. Was that like, did you trip over that when you were doing your audiobooks?
No, because I usually just, even when I first read New Trials, I just automatically corrected it in my head.
Yeah.
And so, and also, please correct me if I'm wrong, if we have any Chinese audience listening, but I think L's are pronounced R anyways. And so I think technically it is supposed to be pronounced Mayrin or Mayren. Mm-hmm. But anyway.
I think what's funny about this author's note was she's like, yeah, I had to split it up because it was so long. And here we are just cheering, short chapters. Yeah, and the next chapter is going to be even shorter, so that episode's going to fly by. But we are enjoying these short chapters as while they last, and they'll get longer, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yep, no one has to Venmo me money to get stuff from my throat and my emotions yet.
Okay, so you have been listening to New Trials, the podcast, where it must rain for there to be a rainbow.
You've been listening to New Trials, the podcast. Please be sure to check out the audiobook version of this fan fiction that you can find anywhere that you can find this podcast. Also, please be sure to check out the Facebook fan page for New Trials, where a big part of our discussions happen nowadays and where you may be highlighted in our Alliance of the Stars section. And please be sure to stick around next week when we discuss Chapter 26, Living Together.